All right, welcome guys. Welcome to segment 2. Christina, again, the floor is yours, and I'm excited for this one.
Thanks, Eric. I'm super excited to show you guys one of the main features, like the main feature of batch leads, and that is to find your distressed properties, to target motivated sellers, and we'll just go ahead and get started. So first things first, you're going to go over here to the property search tab. And here you're going to see a map. Well, actually, I put it on map, but it will look like this when you first log in, and you can toggle between the two. You can do map or satellite. I've been really into the map lately. I don't know why. I just like it. So give me a location, Eric.
Let's go
Where
to
do we want to look?
let's go to Tampa.
All right. Tampa. I apparently have been in Tampa recently. Okay, so first things first, we're going to put in our location. You don't have to put in a location, but I'm pretty sure that most of you will start with a specific market. So from here, we can see, just doing a search in Tampa, Florida, we've got 254,000 properties that are being shown to us. And these are a mix of off-market and on-market properties. So this is where there's a lot of different tools, like using our quick filters or our filtering tools or our boundary tools to really narrow down this list so that we can have a number of really good prospects that we want to, get in touch with or call. So first of all, I'm going to show you the quick filter feature down here. So of these 254,000 properties, these quick filters give you a snapshot. So right here, if we just wanted to look at pre-foreclosures, we could click this quick filter and it would automatically just show us those 455 properties in Tampa that are pre-foreclosures. Or we could go with tired landlords, and we can see that out of the 254,000, there's 5,500 tired landlords. So anytime you can use these quick filters, I want you to look here really quick to see this blue one. So the blue one is one that I saved. So I'll show you our filtering tool here, but I want you to know that you can also save your own quick filters, which is pretty cool.
That is pretty neat.
Is that
part of the 3.0?
No, it was there before.
Jeez, I was missing all the good stuff. I like that. Yeah. That would have saved me a lot of time.
So let's use our filtering tool now to narrow this down. Well, actually, let's go down into a boundary first. This will be a little bit more fun because I'm really not familiar with Tampa. So, okay, so you have three different kinds of ways that you can draw out your boundary. So the first is the circle and the square. I'm not going to use those. They're great if you want to, but they just like open and close, and they're not very customizable. But this little triangle one, we can make all kinds of crazy shapes. So let's zone in here and find like a boundary that we want to draw. So we're gonna kind of follow this line. You can see, ooh, I'm like, how good can I draw this outline of this little curve? Oops. I got too click happy, but you see, it actually drew a boundary for me. I was going to go around that whole section, but look, we have 1,549 properties just in this boundary. So we're going to narrow this list down. I was going to draw out, let me show you. I was going to draw this whole section right here.
Even 1,500 is a lot.
I know. So we'll just filter from here. So again, when you click on your quick filters, now you're going to see I have 292 absentee owners, 286 cash buyers, 2 pre-foreclosures. So we'll probably just, for demo purposes, click on the absentee owners. But before we do that, I want to show you this, which is pretty extensive. So we have over 300 filters that you can choose to narrow down your searches. So you can get extremely granular.
You said how many?
Over 300.
Holy moly.
So before I have you give me your filters, I'm just going to kind of show you what these are all the fields, right? So, or the headings of the fields. So you can search by property characteristics, MLS status, pre-foreclosure and auction, ownership info, lien, bankruptcy, or divorce, valuation and equity, mortgage, cash buyers. This is something that's new. It was just launched prior to 3.0 because it was part of it, but we couldn't wait to get it out there. So you can actually search for your cash buyers by the number of properties they own, which is pretty cool.
That is cool. Just to pause you for a second. So all of you guys in the course, when I'm talking about the wide data versus the deep data, this is, these are the filters you're going to want to play with. And you guys know exactly, if you're in the course, you know what I'm talking about. But that's, I mean, the fact that they have that many filters kind of actually blows my mind, because I didn't even think it was like half of that. That's crazy.
Okay, so look at the demographics. This is just the demographic section.
That's crazy. I love that.
I mean, if you're impressed, I want to blow your mind. Like, so yeah, you can do, I mean, you can search by recently divorced, right? If you're not searching by a recorded divorce date, you can do recently divorced. You can pretty much narrow down the perfect avatar who might need the most help right now by using just the demographics. But yeah, very, very extensive.
I saw a pet owner.
That
is insane.
Sometimes I wonder though, I'm like, I want to know, because they have, look over here, there's children, new parent, pet owner, smoker, ailments.
That is something else.
Yeah. So I'm not sure, because I don't do the business, how you would use those, but I'm sure somebody will be able to use them for something sometime.
Yeah, I cover a lot of those too inside the course as well. Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool. Well, all right. Give me some filters that you would generally use.
Yeah, let's
to narrow down your search.
So you guys, let's see if where we come out with as far as deep data. So let's start maybe with an absentee owner. Start there, and then we can filter it down.
Would you like absentee in state or out of state, or both?
Let's do both, since we're not in a huge section that we circle. Cool. Let's maybe scroll. Let's scroll down a little bit.
Vacancy status or not?
You guys could. So, a lot of it, and, I've talked about it in the wide versus deep data, but, it really, guys, it comes down to finding the pain point. So if we just hit absentee owner, to do, say, 5 or 6 deals, you're going to have to pull a few thousand. But what's really nice about this is there's so many filters. So you could just list stack all these filters on top, and it's going to basically, you guys are going to see, it's going to narrow down the list to more of a client, more towards, people that may have that pain point, that may have, that need to sell and to get out of the home quick.
Yeah.
All right. You want to just scroll down a little bit? We'll go to, let's go to the MLS status. Let's turn that off. So let's see how many are off market.
Okay.
All right. Let's
so while we're doing that, I want you guys to pay attention to this little blue area. So because you can get so granular and there are so many different filters to choose from, it's going to list them in this blue section right here as you add them. So if you do find that you've gotten too granular, you don't have to start over. You'll just be able to click on the minus and it will go away. So
that's
just
awesome.
Note that, yeah. And then if you get lost.
And then you click apply, and then it will kind of update the count.
Yep.
Cool.
You want me to apply these right now, or do you want to add more?
Yeah, let's see how many we're down to.
All right. So 282 properties.
Could we, I don't want to go back, but could we circle a larger area, maybe just all of Tampa?
Yep, we're just gonna reset this because that is what I was trying to do.
If we plug in just one more, we might be down to nothing. But
click heavy. That's what I was thinking too. All right, so let's scroll out here. Am I still in Tampa? Where?
I don't know where it took you to.
Oklahoma. All right. Well, I'm just gonna scroll in here. I think I'm close. Okay.
Tampa's that on the left, bottom left.
This bay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. So should we scroll in closer, or should I just do
maybe just one, whatever you want to do? You could do that whole general area.
Yeah, this is what I was gonna. This was my first intention, was trying to get this little. I was getting too detailed with the drawing to show off our little boundary tool.
We should be able to get a good list going on this.
All right, so now we've got 70,000. So let's do off market absentee. All right, is that all we had?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's looking good so far.
Okay, cool. All right, so what else do you want to add here?
Let's jump to ownership info.
Okay.
Let's go. Could we go to owner type?
Mhm.
Let's go to just individual, so not owned by a company or anything like that.
Mhm.
Let's do years of ownership, a minimum of 5 years. So they've had it for a little bit of time.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, let's go down a little further. Let's go to liens, lien, bankruptcy, divorce.
Mhm.
Let's go to lien type. Let's play with a mechanic lien and maybe HOA as well. Actually, let's start with mechanic. Could you see how many it's taken us down to now?
Mhm.
24. So
Mhm.
I would play with that list, guys. Like right there,
Okay,
they own the home, they don't live there.
cool.
They've had it for a little while, and on top of that, they got a lien. So
Cool.
those are 24 people that could be absolutely great to target. And now we're not calling hundreds or thousands of people. It's just 24. 24 calls takes you a couple minutes.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you before we start working with this list. I'm going to show you when you hit save down here, you can save this filter. If you wanted to, we could call it mechanics lien. You could just save that. If you're going to use this often, you can just save the filter or the quick filter, the little blue one. If I wanted to do that, it would add it to the quick filters.
Can you
So now you
save
can
multiple
see,
filters?
yes. Mhm.
That's cool.
Yeah. So now we're going to work off this list. So that is, so using the filtering tool is one way to target your properties. So before you want to switch screens or anything, we're going to work with this list in the next few videos. But we're going to save it first so that we don't lose it. So we're going to select them all and then we're going to add them to the list. And so, Eric, I'm sure that you probably have like your own system for this. But what we recommend here at Batch, especially for list stacking, is to keep your lists very broad. So the image, the metaphor, kind of the visualization is like the list is like that big filing cabinet in your office. And then the tag is like the folder. So that way I can say, oh, I want to see all my absentee owners. And oh, inside that list, inside that file cabinet, I've got mechanics liens, or I've got vacant properties, or I've got tired landlords, or whatever inside of the absentee owners. So we're going to save this one to the absentee owners, but we're going to create the tag to be specific. So
That's really
we're
cool.
in Tampa, right?
Is this
And
another new feature, or am I just like totally behind?
it's not a new feature. We've
That
been
is,
able to,
I don't know why I
save
was not
this.
aware. I love that. That's
Okay, so what
cool.
other filters do we use? We'll just call it mechanics lean, because that was very,
Yeah.
um,
It was basically that absentee owners with
yeah, or we
mechanics.
could say 5+ years ownership. I mean, I'm sure that as you work this business every day, you'll have different abbreviations and different ways to recognize those, but
Hmm.
I need this for my brain. So we're going to save these properties now to a list. All right. So that concludes one way to find your
Where do we find the list though? Is it
Mhm.
just on that left side, the my list?
So it's over here under my list. So that's the next
Okay.
video when I show you how to
Okay.
pull them up. So the other way to find your prospects, to find distressed properties, is to do driving for dollars. So let me
This is
show
my
you
favorite
this
one.
one. It's my favorite.
I told everyone when you were showing me this the other day, I was like, I cannot believe this. I went into the group. I'm like, guys, like, this is crazy.
I know, it's so fun, right? All
Super
right,
cool.
so we're in Tampa. So let's go. Okay, one thing I want to point out too. Oh, it's not over here. So you can have your batch leads account. It's in the settings. You can have it on night mode or day mode. So I like mine in night mode, but for right now, it feels like it's really dark. But once we once we actually get over here into, it shouldn't be dark. Yeah, it's nice and light. So I don't think I landed in a residential area though. All right. So anytime you want to just exit out, it actually looks like a video game, like an old video game controller.
Yeah.
You can just hit that and then it'll take you out. So what do you think? Is Belmont Heights a residential area?
Yeah. I think you'll be all right in there.
Okay, cool. All right. So you just take your little guy and now you can go driving for dollars without actually going anywhere. So the most
Crazy.
important thing to remember here, and if you forget, it's fine as long as you're saving your properties, but you want to be able to track your properties. And the way you can do that is by hitting the button Start Virtual Driving. So now as you're going through, it's going to track your route. It's going to track the properties that you've clicked on, and you'll be able to access that information later. So once you do that, you're just ready to start driving. So here we go. We can just say, wow, I really want to know the information on this house, right? And so here we go. This is the property information. So we can click on this and we can see. And this information right here is the same as if you were to click on any other property in the property search tab. So all this information is available to you right here. And if this was a property that you'd want, you would go ahead and add it. I just add these to my driving for dollars list, and then I go back and look at the dates, and then I add them to other lists after. But while I'm driving, I just make one list of driving for dollars and I put them all in there. That way I can just be on my drive. So this is another way. It doesn't use filters, but it's basically like you're out there driving around. This actually looks like a good neighbor.
And then I know
dollars.
you were showing me the other day too, so we could also call them on the computer as well, right? When we're doing this.
Yep. So watch this. Okay. So in one of the next videos, we'll get into skip tracing and calling, but I'll just show you one way to skip trace is right here in the property. Oh, I have to add it to a list. I forgot. So we're going to skip trace, and I'll explain more of this later in later videos. But so now we've got 2 phone numbers and 2 emails. So if we were out in the car with our phone and everything like that, we'd be able to just click on this and we can call them right here from our computer.
That's so cool.
The phone number is included in your batch account, so you don't have to do anything to enable click to call.
That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh? So I'm going to cancel this because we're not going to call this person unless you wanted to call him, Eric. You can lock it up right here. I'm good with that. So then once you're done driving for dollars, you're going to stop. And then, so you can pause it if you want to, but you'll also stop and save. And then it gives you your information. So our route was not very big. We just went down the street, but you can see here it has the information. So it'll have the time you spent and your properties and how far you went, and then you'll be able to access anything on that route. So that concludes all the ways in batch leads that you can focus on who you want to talk to, find your distressed properties, find houses that you're wanting to buy, find buyers, you name it. It's all in that.
Cool. Awesome. All right, guys, if you guys have any further questions on what we just went over, see me inside the Discord. I'd love to help you guys out further.